Welcome to Knowitrix, where curiosity becomes clarity. Here, complex ideas are decoded, trending topics are explored, and the hidden patterns of our world are revealed through cinematic storytelling. From the science behind viral moments to the future of technology, from human psychology to global events, every episode transforms everyday questions into powerful insights. If you love learning, thinking deeper, and understanding the world in a smarter way, you're in the right place. Welcome to the matrix of modern knowledge. Welcome to Knowitrix. How hackers think, the psychology of cybercrime. Right now, somewhere in the world, a hacker is not trying to break a password. They're trying to break a person. Not with code, with curiosity, greed, fear, and the way your mind naturally works. Introduction. Hacking starts in the mind, not the machine. Most people imagine hacking as a purely technical act. Someone in a dark room, typing fast, breaking firewalls, writing complex code. That image is only half true. The more dangerous half of hacking doesn't start with code at all. It starts with human psychology. Hackers know something very simple, but very powerful. If they can control what you feel, they can influence what you do. And if they can influence what you do, they can make you click, share, pay, or reveal information without ever breaking a system in the traditional sense. In this video, we're going to explore 4 powerful psychological levers that hackers use again and again. Curiosity, the urge to know what's inside, or what happens if I click this. Greed, the desire to gain something valuable quickly, like money, rewards, or opportunities. Fear, the panic that makes people act without thinking. The social engineering mindset, the overall way hackers study, manipulate, and exploit human behavior. We'll break each of these down with real-world examples, case studies, analogies, and practical steps that you and any company can use to defend against them. Think of this episode as your mental antivirus. Section 1. Curiosity, the spark that opens the wrong door. Why curiosity is so powerful. Curiosity is one of the most natural human emotions. It's the same force that makes a child open a closed box or an adult click on a mysterious link. Our brain is wired to fill in the gaps when something is unknown. When we see something labeled secret, confidential, or do not open, it actually becomes more attractive. Hackers understand this very well. They don't need to force you to do anything. They simply place something in front of you that looks interesting, mysterious, or forbidden, and let your own curiosity do the rest. Case study. The USB in the parking lot. Imagine this scenario inside a large company. One morning, several USB drives are accidentally dropped in the office parking lot. Some of them have labels like Employee Salaries 2024, Confidential, Layoff List, Private Photos, Do Not Open. Employees arrive, see these USB drives, and pick them up. Many of them think, I should return this, but before that they feel a strong urge, let me just see what's inside. So they plug the USB into their office computer. In real security tests like this, a huge percentage of employees, often more than 70 to 80%, end up plugging in the USB. The moment they do, a hidden program on the USB can install malware, steal data, or open a backdoor into the company's network. Notice what happened here. The hacker didn't break a firewall. They didn't guess a password. They simply used curiosity as the key. How hackers design curiosity traps. Hackers create situations where you feel like you're missing out on information. For example, you receive an email with the subject line, "Your photos from last night," or, "Is this you in this video?" Even if you know you didn't take any such photos, your brain wants to check. You see a file named confidential salary list.pdf in a shared folder. Even if you know you shouldn't open it, you feel tempted. You scan a random QR code on a poster or flyer because it says scan to see something cool, or scan to claim your surprise. In all these cases, the hacker is not forcing you. They are simply creating a question in your mind. Your curiosity tries to answer that question by clicking, opening, or scanning. Practical demonstration idea. On screen, you can show two folders side by side. One folder named Company Policies, another folder named Private Photos Don't Open. Then you ask the viewers, be honest, which one would you click first? Most people will mentally choose the second one. That's the power of curiosity. How to defend against curiosity-based attacks. To protect yourself and your organization, you need to train your mind to pause when something looks too interesting or too secret. For individuals, this means if you find a USB drive, never plug it into your personal or office computer. If it's in a workplace, hand it over to IT or security. If you receive a strange link or file, especially from an unknown sender, don't open it just to see what it is. Ask yourself, did I expect this? Do I really need to open it? Be careful with QR codes in public places. A QR code can send you to a malicious website just as easily as a link in an email. For companies, this means disabling automatic execution of files from USB drives on company systems. Using security software that scans external devices before allowing access. Running awareness programs where employees are shown how curiosity can be exploited using safe simulations. The key idea is simple. Curiosity is good for learning, but dangerous when combined with unknown digital content. Section 2. Greed. The emotion that blinds judgment. When we say greed here, we're not judging people as bad or selfish. In cybersecurity, greed simply means the strong desire to gain something valuable. Money, discounts, rewards, or opportunities, especially when it seems easy or fast. Hackers know that if they offer you something that looks like a big reward for very little effort, many people will ignore their usual caution. The brain focuses on the potential gain and stops asking critical questions like, is this real? Or, why am I getting this? Case study. The fake lottery win. Imagine you open your email and see a message that says, congratulations, you have won $500,000 in the global mega lottery. Your email was selected at random. Click here to claim your prize. Even if you never entered such a lottery, a small voice in your head might say, what if it's real? What if I really won? That tiny hope is what hackers exploit. When people click the link, they are usually taken to a fake website that asks for personal information, bank details, or even an advance fee to release the prize. Once they provide this information or pay the fee, the scammers disappear. The victim loses money and sometimes even has their identity stolen. Case study. Fake investment and crypto platforms. Another common example is fake investment websites, especially in areas like cryptocurrency. A hacker or scammer creates a professional-looking website that promises extremely high returns, such as invest today and double your money in 24 hours, guaranteed 30% profit every week. These offers are designed to trigger greed. The victim thinks, this is my chance to make quick money. They deposit funds into the platform. At first, the website may even show fake profits on the screen to make them invest more. But when they try to withdraw, the site stops responding or disappears completely. Again, the hacker didn't need advanced technical skills. They just needed to understand how badly people want quick financial gain. How hackers build greed-based traps. Greed-based attacks often appear as fake job offers with unusually high salaries or benefits, fake cashback or refund messages claiming you are owed money, fake discount coupons that offer huge price cuts on expensive products, fake giveaways on social media promising free phones, laptops, or gift cards, fake limited-time investment opportunities that pressure you to act fast. The pattern is always the same: big reward, low effort, high urgency. How to defend against greed-based attacks. To protect yourself, you need to develop a simple rule in your mind. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. For individuals, this means being skeptical of any message that offers large sums of money, prizes, or unrealistic returns, especially if you never signed up for anything. Checking the official website or contact details of the company before trusting any offer. Avoiding clicking on links in messages that claim you've won something. Instead, go directly to the official website by typing the address yourself. For companies, this means training employees to recognize financial scams, especially those that target them with fake invoices, refunds, or investment opportunities. Implementing clear procedures for financial approvals so that no one can transfer money based on a single email or message. Using security tools that can detect and block known phishing and scam websites. Greed is powerful because it makes people focus on what they might gain, not what they might lose. The defense is to slow down and ask, why am I getting this offer, and is it realistic? Section 3. Fear, the emotion that shuts down logic. Why fear is the hacker's strongest weapon. Fear is one of the most basic human emotions. When we're afraid, our brain goes into survival mode. In that state, we don't think deeply. We react quickly. Hackers love this because quick reactions often mean poor decisions. If they can make you feel that something terrible will happen unless you act immediately, they can push you into doing exactly what they want. Case study: tax or government threats. Imagine receiving a message that says, "Your tax account has been flagged. Legal action will be taken against you within 24 hours unless you pay the pending amount. Click here to resolve immediately." Even if you know you've paid your taxes, the idea of legal trouble or arrest can create panic. Many people in that moment of fear click the link or call the number provided. The scammers then ask for payment or personal details, pretending to fix the issue. The victim acts out of fear, not logic. Case study: bank account freeze. Another common example is a phone call or SMS that says, "Your bank account has been compromised. To prevent your account from being blocked, share the OTP, one-time password, you just received." A victim is scared of losing access to their money. In that fear, they forget that banks never ask for OTPs over the phone. They share the code, and the attacker uses it to complete a fraudulent transaction. Again, the hacker didn't need to break encryption or guess passwords. They just needed to create a fearful situation and push the victim to act quickly. Fear-based attacks usually include a threat of account closure, legal action, or financial loss. A very short deadline, like within 24 hours or immediately. A strong instruction not to talk to anyone else or not to delay. This combination, threat plus urgency, makes people feel they have no time to think or verify. That's exactly what the attacker wants. The first rule is, when you feel panic, slow down. If a message or call makes you feel scared, that is a signal to be extra careful, not to act faster. For individuals, if you receive a scary message about your bank, tax, or account, do not click any links or call any numbers in that message. Instead, contact the official customer service number from the bank's website or your card. Remember that legitimate organizations do not threaten arrest or account closure through SMS or random emails. Never share OTPs, PINs, or passwords with anyone, even if they claim to be from the bank or government. For companies, train employees to recognize fear-based scams, especially those that claim to be from senior management, banks, or government agencies. Create clear internal rules. For example, no financial action should be taken based solely on a single urgent email or call. Use email filters and security tools that can detect common scam patterns. Fear is powerful, but once you recognize that hackers use it as a tool, you can learn to pause, breathe, and verify before acting. Section 4. The Social Engineering Mindset. How hackers think about people. What is social engineering? Social engineering is the art of manipulating people so that they give up confidential information or perform actions that help the attacker. Instead of attacking the technology directly, the hacker attacks the human layer. A social engineer thinks more like a psychologist or a con artist than a programmer. They study how people behave, what they trust, and how they react under pressure. The step-by-step mindset of a social engineer. Let's walk through how a typical social engineering attack is planned. First, research. The attacker gathers information about the target. This can include job roles, email formats, names of managers, company structure, and even personal details from social media. They might use tools and websites that collect public information or simply search LinkedIn and Facebook. The goal is to understand the target well enough to sound believable. Second, building a believable identity. Once they know enough, the attacker chooses a role to play. They might pretend to be an IT support technician, an HR representative, a bank officer, a delivery agent, or even the CEO. The more familiar and authoritative the role, the more likely the victim is to trust them. Third, creating an emotional trigger. The attacker then crafts a message or call that uses curiosity, greed, or fear. For example, they might say, "We're upgrading your email security. I just need your login code." Or, "This is urgent. The CEO needs this payment processed now." Fourth, triggering the action. The attacker's goal is to make the victim do something specific. Click a link, open a file, share a password, approve a payment, or install software. They will keep the conversation focused on that action and maintain pressure or urgency until it's done. Finally, disappearing. Once they get what they want, the attacker vanishes. The victim often doesn't even realize they've been manipulated until much later. Real-world example: CEO fraud. In a CEO fraud attack, the hacker sends an email that looks like it comes from the CEO or a senior executive. The email might say something like, "This is urgent. We need to transfer $50,000 to this new vendor today. Do not delay or discuss with others. This is confidential." The email address might be slightly modified, but at a quick glance it looks real. The employee, seeing the authority of the CEO and the urgency of the request, may approve the transfer without following normal procedures. This type of attack has caused companies to lose millions of dollars. Real-world example: fake IT support. In another scenario, a hacker calls an employee and says, "Hi, I'm from the IT department. We noticed an issue with your email account. I'm going to send you a code. Please read it out so I can verify your identity." The code is actually a login verification code. When the employee reads it out, the attacker uses it to log into their account. From there, they can reset passwords, access sensitive emails, or send more phishing messages from a trusted account. Again, the attacker didn't need to break the email system. They simply convinced a human to open the door. How to defend against social engineering. For individuals, get into the habit of verifying identities. If someone claims to be from IT, HR, or a bank, call back using an official number you already know, not the one they give you. Remember that no legitimate person should ever ask for your password or OTP. If a request feels unusual, urgent, or secretive, treat it as suspicious. For companies, train employees regularly on social engineering tactics, using real examples and simulations. Implement clear policies. For example, IT support should never ask for passwords. Financial transfers above a certain amount must be verified by more than one person. Use monitoring tools that can detect unusual behavior, such as logins from strange locations or sudden large transfers. Social engineering works because it targets the most flexible and unpredictable part of any system, the human being. But with awareness and training, humans can also become the strongest defense. To make all of this practical, let's turn these ideas into simple mental models that anyone, even a complete beginner, can remember and use. The human attack surface idea. Think of yourself as having different surfaces that can be attacked. Your emotions, curiosity, greed, fear. Your habits, clicking links quickly, trusting emails, plugging in USBs. Your online presence, social media, public profiles. Your communication patterns, how you respond to calls, messages, and emails. Hackers look at all these surfaces and ask, where is this person most vulnerable? Once you understand that you are part of the attack surface, you can start reducing your exposure by changing habits and being more cautious. The stop method. Before you click a link, open an attachment, or respond to a strange message, remember the word stop. S. Stop. Don't react immediately. T. Think. Ask yourself, was I expecting this? Does it make sense? O. Observe. Look at details like the sender's address, the URL, the tone of the message. P. Proceed carefully. Only move forward if everything checks out. If in doubt, verify through another channel. This simple pause can prevent many attacks. If you're new to cybersecurity, your first goal is not to learn complex tools, it's to understand how attacks feel from the human side. You can start by watching or reading real case studies of scams and cyber attacks and asking yourself, what emotion did the attacker use here? Practicing identifying suspicious emails by looking at examples online and trying to spot red flags. Building a habit of never sharing sensitive information quickly, even if a message looks urgent. Following trusted cybersecurity channels like Knowitrix to stay updated on new tricks and scams. Over time, you'll develop a kind of sixth sense for suspicious behavior. For organizations, the human side of security must be treated as seriously as firewalls and antivirus software. This includes running regular phishing simulations to test and train employees in a safe way. Conducting awareness sessions that focus on emotions, curiosity, greed, fear, not just technical terms. Implementing clear, written procedures for financial approvals, password resets, and access requests. Encouraging a culture where employees feel safe to question unusual requests, even if they appear to come from senior management. When employees are trained to recognize manipulation, they become a human firewall, a living, thinking layer of defense. Final message. Hackers don't hack computers first, they hack minds. If there's one idea you take away from this video, let it be this. Cybersecurity is not only about protecting machines, it's about understanding people. Hackers know that curiosity can make you open the wrong file. They know that greed can make you believe in impossible offers. They know that fear can make you act without thinking. And they use the social engineering mindset to combine all of these into powerful attacks. But once you understand these same emotions inside yourself and inside your organization, you become much harder to manipulate. You start to pause before clicking. You start to question before trusting. You start to verify before acting. That is when you stop being an easy target and start becoming a conscious defender in the cyber world. In this episode, we explored how curiosity leads people to plug in unknown USBs or open mysterious files. How greed makes fake lotteries, investment schemes, and giveaways so effective. How fear drives people to share OTPs, pay fake fines, or obey urgent threats. How the social engineering mindset allows hackers to manipulate people step by step. How simple mental frameworks like STOP and the idea of the human attack surface can help you stay safe. If you want to keep learning how the cyber world really works, beyond the buzzwords, beyond the myths, then you're in the right place. Hit subscribe to join the Knowitrix community. Comment below, I will think before I click, if you're committed to becoming your own human firewall. Share this video with someone who still thinks hacking is only about code. The cyber world is a dangerous playground, but with the right mindset, you don't have to be the toy.